Staying with the United States, it has charged a Pakistani man over a plot to assassinate American officials. His name is Asif Merchant. He has links to Iran. The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, is handling this case. The FBI is America's domestic intelligence and security service. And the FBI calls this, and I'm quoting, a dangerous murder for hire plot. They say Asif Merchant was hiring hitmen. The plan was to kill American politicians, and one of his targets was Donald Trump. Now we know the former US president was shot at in July. Was Merchant part of that plot? Our next report tells you.
In April, Merchant came to New York City. He was a Pakistani citizen. He had spent some time in Iran, but in America, he had a simple goal: to assassinate US officials. So Merchant went looking for a hitman. He contacted someone for leads. That man became his new confidant. In June, Merchant met him. He set out a list of demands. He needed around 30 men and women to do 3 things. 1. Steal documents or USB drives from the house of one person. 2. Plan protests at political rallies. And 3. Carry out assassinations. The meeting went on for some time. Merchant plotted possible scenarios on ways to kill a person who has a lot of security around him. But what Merchant didn't know was that his confidential source had ratted him out. He had already dialed the FBI. He was working as a double agent for them. So later that month, Merchant met what he thought were hitmen, but they were actually law enforcement officers. He paid them $5,000 in advance. He said he wanted them to kill a political person sometime in late August or early September. He even gave the hitmen codes. T-shirt meant protests, flannel shirts stood for stealing, and fleece jackets meant assassination. Of course, his plan was to leave the country before the assassination, but he was arrested soon after. So who was Merchant trying to kill? It was Donald Trump. Merchant has now been charged in the foiled assassination plot of the former president. This plot is, however, unrelated to his actual shooting, which took place on the 13th of July. Trump was shot at by a 20-year-old man named Thomas Crooks. The attacker was killed on sight by a US sniper. Back to Merchant's plan to kill Trump. How is this assassination attempt linked to Iran? In 2020, Qasem Soleimani was killed by a United States airstrike in Baghdad. He was an Iranian military general and one of the country's most powerful and celebrated men. That strike was ordered by Donald Trump when he was the US president. That made him enemy number 1 in Iran. Trump and his officials have since been on Tehran's radar, so an Iranian plot to kill him doesn't sound hard to believe. This plot also prompted the US government to beef up Trump's security. And not just Trump, they did it for a dozen other top officials. Trump got more agents, more snipers, and even drones. All this was done before the former president was shot at during a rally last month. But the irony of the matter is, even then, they couldn't prevent a lone shooter from taking aim at Trump.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Iranian, coming to you live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C.